So here we are having one more question based on homogeneous differential equation. So y value, which is something about the solution, is equal to the complementary function yc. Complementary function will give you the solution for this particular homogeneous equation, whereas the RHS part is equal to what? 0. So first step is basically to form the auxiliary equation. So how to form the auxiliary equation? So wherever d part is d is there, substitute as what? M. So it will be m power 4 minus m power 5 minus m power 4 minus m plus 1 equated to what? 0. So after equating it to 0, what will happen? Then we have to find the roots of m. Now there are two methods we are going to deal with. Roots can be found out, that means n values can be found out using what? Two methods. The first method is basically by going directly, since you can observe that there are only four terms. So we'll try to group it. So how to group it, let us see. So first two terms if I group, so what is the common factor? M power 4. What is left out? M minus 1. Okay. Next also m minus 1 should be common. Then only grouping can be done. So what should be outside? Minus 1. So these two are equal. So it will be common. M minus 1 common. What is left out? M power 4 minus 1 equated to 0. Now this factor can be rewritten as what? This factor can be rewritten as, see here carefully, m minus 1 into, this can be rewritten as m square the whole square minus 1 square. That is possible, right? Because we are trying to bring it in a square minus b square form. So it will become m minus 1 into a plus b into a minus b. So a is m square, okay? Be careful with that. A plus b into a minus b equal to 0. So from this, m minus 1 into m square plus 1, I cannot do anything, but this I can write it as what? M square minus 1 square, again a plus b into a minus b ought to do. So a plus b into a minus b. So how many factors we got? We got 4 multiplication factor. Since these equations, we should have how many roots? 5 roots should be there, because you can observe this is m power 5. So 5 roots should be there. So this factor equal to 0. M minus 1 equal to 0. Next, this factor equal to 0. So m square plus 1 is equal to 0. Then this one, m plus 1 equal to 0. Then this one, m minus 1 equal to 0. So from this, m value is equal to plus 1. Shift is there. From this, m square is equal to minus 1. And m value will be equal to what? Square root of minus 1. But be careful, you have to put plus or minus here. Then from this one, we can write m value as what? Minus 1. From this one, m value as plus 1. So this root and this root is same. This is minus 1. This is square root of minus 1, plus or minus square root of minus 1. What is square root of minus 1? That you can write it as plus or minus 1i, or simply I. I is nothing but iota, which is equal to square root of minus 1. I hope this you have studied. Iota I is equal to complex numbers. Equal to square root of minus 1. So instead of square root of minus 1, I can write I, or 1i also you can write. So totally how many roots you got? 5 roots. Because here plus or minus basically means what? One is plus I, another one is minus I. So total 2, 3, 4, 5 roots you got. After getting these roots, you have to write the solution. Now while writing, be careful yc. Yc is nothing but the solution by. How to write that? First of all, you have to understand here plus 1 plus 1, 2 equal roots we got. So real and equal roots when you are getting, then what we can do? Suppose m value are getting it as alpha and alpha, 2 equal roots, then yc can be written as c1 plus c2 x whole into e power alpha x. So instead of alpha, you have to put 1, 1. So the first equation, first these two roots will become c1 plus c2 x into whole e power alpha, so it will be 1x. Okay, plus next minus 1 is alone. So you can directly just write it as what? Whenever you are getting a real and distinct root, a separate root, okay, separate root, what you can do? Suppose m value you are getting some beta value. So you can write it as yc as C1 e power beta x, simple. Okay, so here now again I cannot write C1 because already I have used C1 and C2. I can use the third variable C3, right? E power beta means minus 1, so minus 1 x, so minus x, plus these two are nothing but complex number. So whenever you are getting complex number, what will happen? M is equal to alpha plus or minus I beta. If you are getting, then here the y value or yc value will become e power alpha x into c2 sorry, c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x, where this beta is nothing but the imaginary part and alpha is nothing but the real part. So if you observe the root, it is plus or minus I, right? Plus or minus I. So this is nothing but the imaginary part. I don't have the real part. So this is nothing but beta. Not I is not beta. Beta is 1, right? Coefficient of I. So beside whatever is sitting I, there is no one is sitting beside I. That means it is basically 1. Not write 0 and 1. So plus or minus 1i. So beta will write it as 1. E power alpha x. Be careful, alpha is not there, so no need to write e power alpha x. Directly write C4 cos beta means it will be 1. So directly beta x means x plus C5 sin beta x, so 1x. So this part also done. So we are done with the solution. This is nothing but the entire solution. Be careful, I am not using the same variables again and again, C4, C5, Cc, like that you have to use. Okay.